19-year-old Swedish rapper Einár died after being shot in south of Stockholm last night. The shooting happened around 11 p.m. in Hammarby Sjöstad, and so far, no one has been arrested for the incident. Einár was due to witness in the appeals court next week after the high-profile case in which he was kidnapped and robbed by a Stockholm gang. Since he didn't show up to the trial in the district court, the police were planning on escorting him there next week. The 19-year-old has earlier described his upbringing in the suburbs of Stockholm as influenced by drugs and weapons. He had his breakthrough at 16 years old and has won several awards for his music, and in 2019 he was the most popular Swedish artist on Spotify.
Einár was born September 5th, 2002 and grew up on the south side of Stockholm in Dalen. He always wanted to be a rapper and started rapping at 6 years old. He made his first serious song on a beat when he was just 10, and he was early on recognized as a talented rapper in his neighborhood.
I morse sa mammas son hej då för sista gången. Hon visste det var något skumt när han gick ut I trappuppgången.
Einár had problems in school and started acting out and getting in trouble. He was taken from his mother and put in government facilities for troubled kids on multiple occasions. On February 18, 2018, when Einár was just 15 years old, he and a friend separated a teen from his other friends. He punched the other boy and tried to take him down to the ground, put a knife to the teen's throat and held a weapon against the victim's stomach, then proceeded to steal his jacket. Einár releases Dukar Popo with a music video on May 24, 2018. It receives a lot of attention but also a lot of backlash with people wondering, quote, why is this little white boy pretending to be a gangster? Later that same year, just 3 days after Einár's 16th birthday on September 8, 2018, he stabbed and cut another teen in the arm with a knife. He was charged as a minor for assault with a deadly weapon. At the starting stages of his career, Einár was supported by SSTV, which backed him with money for making songs and music videos, also giving him much needed backup and street cred in the gangster rap genre Einár was making music in. He had a hood to claim and the Dalen network as his muscle. He was managed at that time by Paki and Chapo.
When the Paki, when the Chapo. When the Paki.
On December 16th, 2018, Einár's close friend and manager, Paki, is shot dead inside the apartment in Dalen. At least 7 shots were fired and Paki was shot in the head and chest several times.
Men Paki har gått bort, bror, jag pratar inte strunt. Du fattar inte brorsan, det bara hände av en slump. Jag kan inte säga vem som, bror, du kommer att bli dum, ey. Min bror Paki lever samma fall.
Tragically, the alleged shooter is Einár's other manager, nicknamed Chapo. Chapo is tried for the murder of Paki, but the charges don't stick and he is found not guilty, first in tingsrätten and then in hovrätten. Einár continues to release several songs and videos on YouTube, but it was in January 2019 that the rapper blew up overnight when he released the song Katten I trakten, which loosely translates to the neighborhood baddie. Around that time, Einár got himself into a rap beef when he and another rapper called MPL went back and forth online on social media with diss songs, then trading insults and threats.
På min mamma, du misslyckat fall. Du tatuerar in en tår och spelar ball. Du golare, mannen, både du och jag vet allt. Så säg till din familj att hålla sig inne, för den vi får tag på, jag svär han försvinner. Och kom du ihåg, jag åt dig som dinner. Du gav mig 30 000, klart att du brinner. Och by the way broder, imorgon jag rymmer. Jag svär när jag slog dig, det var bara symbre. Du sa till mig, sluta, jag ber dig, du vinner. Och när jag tar fast dig, jag skär upp din kibre. Kackan slog sönder dig, bror, jag var där. Efter din video, din skalle är värd. Vi skjuter, vi slåss och vi skär. Mannen, du vet ingenting om det där.
Einár and MPL had collaborated on a track with Dree that was released early 2018, but the two rappers had issues with each other after that for unknown reasons. Swell. At one point, Einár uploads a story on Instagram where he's armed with a gun saying he's looking for MPL. On his overnight stardom with Katten I trakten, Einár had this to say. I first released it on YouTube and there it started trending at #1 and it got 400,000 views in 5 days. Then I released it on Spotify and the next day it had 250,000 streams. It blew up and things got completely crazy. I could not understand it and it was the #1 record in Sweden. The most played song in the whole country. The numbers just grew and grew. After his first banger, Everything the Golden Child touched turned to gold, claiming the top spot on the charts and his song having over 100 million streams. The common theme in Einár's music was violence and gang crime. Einár's lyrics often referred to weapons, violence and drugs, and his music videos also show both weapons, drugs and known criminals. Most of these music videos were shot and took place in Angelboy, which is an area on the south side of Stockholm, and in this neighborhood there is a group active that the police have identified as a criminal network. After the success of the smash hit song Katten i trakten, it was time for Einár to introduce himself for real. He then delivered his debut album, Första klass. The album had features from rappers K27 and ADAAM. On the album, among other songs, there was the praised title track, Första klass, which today has over 40 million streams. The newspaper Expressen reported that in just 10 weeks in the autumn of 2019, Einár had around 60 list placements, which completely crushed all competition. After the extremely successful year of 2019, when Einár, the fair-skinned gangster rapper, basically became Sweden's golden boy, he was praised in the media, on TV and in interviews. He becomes Sweden's most played artist extremely fast, and his quick rise to fame, in hindsight, perhaps was too quick for a 16-year-old boy. By the end of 2019, Einár had released both his debut album Första klass and his second album called Nummer 1, released on the rapper's birthday. In the beginning of 2020, the rapper ends up winning the award for Newcomer of the Year at the Grammy Awards. In addition, he also won Hip Hop of the Year. At another award show, P3 Guldgalan, he took home the Song of the Year category for the super hit Katten i trakten.
Katten i trakten, Einár.
Oj, vad händer P3, vad händer GBG, är det bra eller? Men jag vill bara tacka till min familj, till min mamma, till min pappa, till mina bröder. Tacka till grabbarna, shoutout till Dalen.
But meanwhile, Einár has massive and unseen commercial success as a rapper and artist. His personal relationships are deteriorating. There's a dispute over money where the record label, production companies and criminal elements supporting Einár early on in his career feel stiffed on the profits when Einár starts to generate millions in income. The details differ, but allegedly Einár's mother started another company, NS Production Scandinavia, for Einár to release music through, which legally would allow him to break his contract and keep all the money he brings in for himself. This didn't sit well at all with people on the street. Einár lost his backup and was vulnerable to be attacked. In April of 2020, Einár thinks he's going to a studio session with fellow rapper Adel, but instead he's kidnapped by a criminal organization called Nätverket. He is beaten, humiliated and robbed by his captors of a Rolex watch worth more than 300,000, 2 gold chains worth more than 160,000 and a gun. Not only that, his kidnappers also try to extort him after they release him, saying they want 3 million or they will release demeaning pictures they took of him during the actual kidnapping. When the extortion appears not to be working, the gang contacts another gang, paying them for a bomb to be built. They want them to take the bomb and blow it up outside Einár's or his parents' home. Members of the gang are on their way with an explosive device in a car to Einár's home, but they turn around when they are met by police on the spot. So the kidnappers released the pictures online, but it didn't get the effect they were after. Einár's career wasn't destroyed, and he commented briefly on this on social media, basically saying anybody can get kidnapped.
Vad händer Instagram, ja? era broder här. Walla, jag har en sak att säga till er bara. Alla där ute kan bli kidnappade, alla där ute kan bli slagna, alla där ute kan bli, jag vet inte vad brorsan, men Benny man mår bra, ni ser, jag är i liv och ingen kan göra det jag gör, så jag kommer fortsätta så länge jag står på benen brorsan.
Instead of paying, Einár went for protection to May-nätverket and Västerås-nätverket, which are the arch rivals and number one ops for Vårby-nätverket, allegedly paying them a cash sum and percentages on his music career.
Free Mike, free Namo, free Ali, free Alan, shout out Cardo.
With the EncroChat network being cracked, EncroChat was a Europe-based communications network and service provider used primarily by organized crime members to plan criminal activities. The gang's kidnapping of Einár was revealed and good evidence of the crime was provided. Since Einár never reported this incident to the authorities, never cooperated with law enforcement. During the police's work on the case, it was revealed that another famous rapper, Yasin, was involved in a previously unsuccessful kidnapping attempt of Einár, where Yasin's role was to lure Einár to a specific location so the kidnappers could take him. Yasin was found guilty and got imprisoned for his involvement in the preparation for the kidnapping. He has already served his time and Yasin is a free man. Yasin is connected and considered a member of the infamous Stockholm gang Shottaz that has close ties to the gang Filterlösa Grabbar or FLG. Another famous rapper and friend of Einár, Haval, later took over Yasin's role in the successful kidnapping and lured Einár into the kidnappers' hands. He could be seen in pictures when he and Einár arrived to the kidnappers' apartment and later wearing Einár's gold chains. Haval received a sentence of 2.5 years in prison for his role in the kidnapping. He will probably be released in the summer of 2022. Haval is considered to be close to one of the leaders of one side of Dalen-nätverket with the nickname Super Mario. He's also considered mostly in control of nearby neighborhoods Bagarmossen and Skarpnäck, where Haval is from at that time. Several other people involved in the kidnapping had earlier been seen standing side by side with Einár in music videos and pictures not long before this event. Einár was reportedly robbed at least one time at gunpoint during the fall of 2020. In late 2020 and early 2021, Einár starts to diss Yasin, but mostly the rapper Haval and other people that turned on him, both on social media and with subliminal disses. In a live on Instagram, he calls Haval a snake and a son of a bitch.
Jag står bland i stil, jag glider ut i hela Stockholm. Jag är ingen bil, det är sant det du hörde någon gång. Jag har tagit kniv, om du vill bete dig som dem. Jag kan ta till.
In the beginning of 2021, Einár rides through Haval's neighborhood Skarpnäck in a car playing Haval's verse of their collaboration track before the beef called Hell Yeah, a clear message being sent to Haval. Reportedly, people in charge of Haval's Instagram account, since Haval was locked up at the time, replied to Einár with an Instagram story where they are standing at the exact same location Einár was hours before, posing with guns. Einár puts up more stories, posing with automatic weapons as a reply. On February 18th, 2021, Einár was arrested for a serious gun offense when 2 pistols were found by police in his home. Einár releases a song together with the rapper 23 in the beginning of April 2021. 23 is backed by May-nätverket, and that gang is led by Mike, and they are at war with Vårby-nätverket, which Einár hates for obvious reasons. In the song Trendsetter, both rappers take shots at Vårby-nätverket.
Jag berättar vad vi är, det är grovt, det är mitt upp en drug deal, försöker puta någon laxin, den kommer i taxin, I got a big Glock tucked in. Bro förstår när vi kickar igen RS ifrån Dalen till Vårby. Vi får i fucking R&B och åker upp med hålig. Fråga mina fans, jag har aldrig släppt något dåligt.
On April 18th, Harlaus' little brother Dara is shot dead in Kista, Stockholm, standing outside of his apartment building smoking with his girlfriend at night. He's shot several times and two masked men leave the crime scene on electric scooters. Allegedly, they killed Dara because Harlaus was in prison at the time for the kidnapping of Einár. Einár, according to police theories, put money on Dara's head as revenge. After this, Einár spent most of his time in 2021 abroad in Dubai, Amsterdam and Spain, reportedly recording his 5th album. It's been said that there was a big bounty put on Einár, a large sum of money to be paid to whoever killed him. In September 2021, Einár releases a song with the rapper ADAAM from Märsta called Dansa. After the release of this song, it was strongly speculated that Einár in his verse is taking credit for killing Harlaus' little brother, Dara. Bro, I'm gonna pull up on your block and spill blood tonight. After you're gone, I'ma make your brother. When he returns to Sweden after the summer, he's often seen with the fellow older rapper Adel. In Einár's own words, Adel had served as a mentor and big brother to him in the music industry. Adel has a long criminal record and gang ties, being close to Husbyener and other criminal organizations in the area Husby and Järva. Leading up to the fall of 2021, there had been a lot of gang violence in Stockholm, with assaults, shootings and murders being at an all-time high and former friends turning on each other at a rapid rate.
Show them, man.
Einár is also seen posing for pictures with newly released from prison and now aspiring rapper Dumlee. He's an old friend of Adel, and Dumlee is a member of Dödspatrullen, which is in a brutal and deadly gang war often called Shottaz vs Dödspatrullen, dating back to 2015. As we mentioned earlier, the rapper Yasin, that was convicted for involvement in the kidnapping of Einár, is a member of the gang Shottaz. Rapper Zee is also seen socializing with Einár, Adel and Dumlee. This surely could be seen as a statement on whose side you're on or supporting in these deadly conflicts and gang wars. People and fans commenting on the photos Einár posts on his Instagram can be seen worrying for the company he keeps and that something will happen to him soon. On the night of October 8, 2021, Einár is in company with Adel, Zee and other people at Norsen Schau in central Stockholm City. After midnight, a fight breaks out between two groups and a 25-year-old man is severely injured when he's stabbed with a knife in the neck and shoulder. Einár and another famous rapper and a friend of theirs is arrested by police leaving the area. They were released the following day but still were suspects in the investigation of attempted murder. This whole event is shrouded in secrecy. Speculations have been that there was an argument with and or about Einár owing a gang money, and then things escalated. On October 20th, 2021, Dumlee and Adel is involved in a shooting in Sätra, Stockholm, close to a music studio. Nobody is hit or hurt in this shooting.
Aldrig varit på någon lektion, ändå fick hon må bra. Jag har mer än 1 miljon, jag har mer än vad du har. Fattar ni? Jag bror ska komma till Nisse med tannar och säga att Nisse är min brorsa. Behöver inte spela cool.
The day after, on October 21st, Einár spends the morning with fellow rapper Demise, also from Märsta, Stockholm. He later goes home to his apartment in Hammarby Sjöstad and sleeps during the day. At some point during the evening, Dumlee and Adel meets up with Einár at his home. The three men go inside a locked bicycle garage belonging to the apartment complex but at a lower level and alongside the water. When the three men go outside again, they are met by gunfire when two masked gunmen shoots at Einár. Adel runs away along the water canal and Dumlee is hiding in the locked bicycle storage room. Einár is hit by one of the many bullets flying and tries to run back to his apartment with a bullet in his chest. He never makes it inside the apartment complex, and the gunmen catch up to him and fire at least one shot to the head at close range. They make sure Einár is dead, and the two masked assassins run away, leaving the scene. It was all over within 60 seconds, and Einár is pronounced dead on the scene. He had turned 19 years old just a month before. Speculations, theories and rumors has run wild on the internet on what the motive was and who is behind the murder of the rap superstar. One thing is sure, his death was mourned by a whole generation, considering him one of, if not the best, to ever do it. So if something can be said for absolutely certain about Einár, is that in his short life everybody had an opinion about him, and he made a big impact on the culture and on Sweden as a country. His murder sparking major political discussions and potential reforms. No arrests has been made at this point, and the case remains open and unsolved.